This is episode 106. How to set your weightlifting goals to tone your body. Welcome everybody to another episode here in Body and Mind Transformation by Custom Body Fitness. Today we're gonna be talking about how to set weightlifting goals to tone your body. It's very important that you set up goals to be able to tone your body. It's not just about going to the gym and then lifting some small weights. It's about progressing within the gym. So I'm gonna give you examples how you can progress, how you can set your weightlifting goals, and when to start lifting heavier and why it's important to lift heavier, and also what fat percentage you should be to be able to tone your body. So hopefully you like this episode. Hopefully you get a lot of insight so you can start setting up goals to be able to tone your body this year. So thank you so much. Without further introduction, let's listen to the talk. At CBF, we know that for you to change your body, you need to change your mind. Exercise and eating healthy is only part of the plan. We care about our members as we care about our family, because our members become our family. It is not about competition, but support. It is not about being the strongest or the fastest, but about you defeating your negative self. It is about working together and making the task challenging and have fun. By the end, what matters is not how hard the session was, but that you take control of your mind so you can take control of your body. My name is Sandro Torres, and I'm happy you are part of our family. Welcome to Custom Body Fitness. Welcome everybody to another talk here with your health coach Sandro Torres. Today I'm going to show you how to set weightlifting goals for you to be able to tone your body. So let's begin. A lot of people think that for you going to exercise, you're going to be able to tone your body. And there is a lot of commercials and there is a lot of posts and so on that you're going to tone your body with 5 pounds. And that's not true. For you to be able to tone your body is not only going to the gym, but knowing what you are doing and setting up goals. So that's what we are going to be talking about. I'm going to teach you how to set up those goals. But before I do that, I want to tell you that for you to be able to tone your body, you need to have a low percentage of fat. So for women, for you to be able to tone your body, you need to go under 25% body fat. For men, you need to get under 15% body fat. Now, you can start losing fat when you add muscle, and the other thing around is true as well. If you can start adding muscle when you start losing fat. The myth that fat turns into muscle and muscle turns into fat is only a myth. There is two different tissues. They're not the same tissues. One doesn't turn into the other one, and the other one doesn't turn into the other one. However, some people said that their muscles start getting wobbly and loose and so on. That's not true. If they were strong before, or when you were younger, for example, or if you lifted weights before, then you start losing muscle and you start adding fat. So that's an example right there. So that's a completely myth. You can lose fat as you put on muscle. Now, for you to be able to lose fat, you're gonna focus on your habits, you eating, and you exercise. I'm not gonna be talking about that in this talk because I have many other talks that talk about how to eat, how to exercise, and what habits you should be practicing to lose weight. Right here, like I said, I'm gonna be focusing on your weightlifting goals to tone your body. Now that we know that you can add muscle when you start losing fat, the next thing is that for you to be able to tone your body, you need to make that muscle strong and bigger. If there is no muscle, there is no strong muscle, there is no way you can tone your body. And for you to be able to to make those muscles bigger and toner, stronger, you need to challenge your muscle to a new resistance. So you can't just go and lift 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds, and do that for life, because that way your body is not going to get toned. You need to challenge it to a new resistance. So what I mean with that is that you need to increase your weightlifting as you become stronger. And that's the way your body is going to become, your muscles are going to become stronger and are going to become bigger. So for example, if you chest pressing 20 pounds and they become very easy, now your body accustomed to that strength, to that resistance. Now you need to increase that to 25, and then you need to increase it to 30, to 35, and so on. So that's an example. The same with your legs. For example, if you're squatting only the bar, which is 45 pounds, and then that bar gets easier, the next step is to put 5 pounds on each side of the bar, and so on until you become stronger. Now, of course, I'm only putting two muscles as an example, but there is so many big muscle groups in the body. For you to be able to tone your whole body, look attractive, and be healthy, not create an imbalance in your body, you need to work out all your big muscle groups: your chest, your back, your shoulders, your bicep and triceps. Then you need to work your abs, you need to work your glutes, you need to work your quadriceps, you need to work your hamstring, and you need to work your calves. So you need to set up goals for each muscle group that you're working on the gym out there when you design your program. Now, the goals that you're gonna be setting up, it's gonna be increasing 5 pounds, 2 pounds and a half, or even 10 pounds, depending on the strength of the muscle. For example, your chest, it's a lot bigger than your biceps. Therefore, your chest lift more weight than your bicep. So when you increase the weight on your chest, because your chest is stronger, you might be able to increase the weight, more weight on the chest than the biceps. And also, it might be faster to increase the weight on your chest because it's stronger than increasing the weight on your biceps. So you have to keep that in mind. Two different muscles, two different size, and therefore may take longer to the smaller muscle, and you might increase more weight on the bigger muscle. Now, the lever and the position also counts. For example, military press. If you notice, this lever is shorter, plus the tricep is helping. Therefore, because it's shorter and the tricep is helping, you're going to be able to lift more weight, and you're going to be able to increase more weight, and you're going to be able to increase it faster. Compare to front raises or lateral raises. The lever is longer, which it takes a lot more strength. Therefore, you lift less weight. It takes longer to increase your weight. Plus, the increase is going to be less than when you're doing military press, even though both exercises work the same muscles. So you have to keep that in mind. Now, let's go straight how you're going to be setting up weightlifting goals for you to be able to tone your body. Let's say you start lifting weights 20 pounds, like I mentioned before, with your chest. Okay, when it becomes strong, you want to look at the 25 pounders when you're lifting those 20. Even though you're lifting those 20s and not strong enough, you're going to be able to lift those 25. Now, when you're lifting those 25 pounders, now you're going to be looking at the 30 pounders. And continue with the 25s until your body accustomed to that 25. And then start lifting the 30s. And you can always try. Don't limit yourself. If you think that those 25 are getting easier, but they're not easy enough, you can always increase it to 30s and try it. You can always go back to 25 if you're not gonna be able to lift those 30s. Now, when you design a program, you are gonna learn that you're gonna be doing repetitions and sets. And you can always check those 30s and one of your sets. If you do them, for example, 10 to 15 repetitions with the 20-25, it is time to increase to the 30s. Now you're gonna do less repetitions. You're probably gonna do 8 or 10 repetitions, but you're gonna be able to do them. But when you increase your repetitions from eight to 10 or 15, it's time to go to 35. Now you're gonna decrease your repetitions because it's gonna be a little harder, but that's the way you're gonna increment your weightlifting. But not only that, at the same time, you don't have to do all your sets in the beginning. You can do one set with a new weight, with the new resistance, and then continue doing the other sets with that resistance you were doing. And little by little, you become stronger. You're gonna be increasing the weight in every single set until you are able to do all the sets with the new resistance. And when you hit all the sets and now hit all the repetitions, it's time for you to increase your weights again. That's how I did it. And I started with 20, 25 with my chest. And now I can do 120 in each arm with when I do chest press. The same thing with the squats. I started with the bar alone. It was very heavy for me. Then I look about when I can do the 5 pounders. When I got strong enough, I put the 5 pounders. Like I told you, you wanna see your repetitions and your sets. If you can do more than 10 repetitions with that weight, okay, it's time probably to increase it. And increase it in the first or in your last set, whatever you feel comfortable with it. But in one point, you're gonna be able to do all the sets with the same weight and all the repetitions, and it's time to increase it. So for me, that was it. I was looking at the fives, then I was looking at the 25s. That was the next big plate, right? But I can't just go and grab those 25. So the next thing I did is increase another 5 pounds. So start putting the 10 pounders on each side, then 15 pounders, then 20 pounders. Then finally I got into the 25 pounders. Now my goal was to hit the 45 pound plate. And the same thing, little by little, until they hit the 45. Now my next goal was 2 plates, and then I increase a little by little until hit 2 plates, and then onto plates, then until I hit 3 plates. So you are gonna be able to hit those goals. You're gonna be able to tone your body. Don't focus on the on the size of your body. Focus on the strength. Focus on the resistance that you're lifting. That's super important. Now, in the beginning, when you start exercising, if you are a novice for this, for lifting weights, you increasing of weightlifting, it's gonna be in weeks. You're gonna increase weights in weeks. But as you become stronger, it's gonna take months and it's gonna take years. Now, keep this in mind. Adding muscle to your body, it's a little hard. You're gonna be adding from 1 to 2 pounds a month. This is the reason why many people choose to do steroids. Now, I really value my health. I'm mentally I'm mentally stable. I don't need to do drugs to be able to grow my body. I don't need to do drugs to be able to present something that I can only achieve with drugs. Personally, I'm happy doing everything naturally and happy with how strong my body can become naturally once again. I don't have any problems of bigorexia or anything like that. And I don't want you to have those problems. I want you to understand that it's side effects for the steroids. So I don't recommend them, but by the end, it's your choice. It's not my choice, right? It's your life, so you can do whatever you want with your life. I'm just giving you an advice. Anyway, just keep in mind that adding muscle is going to take time. So be patient. Add 1 to 2 pounds a month. Be happy with it, and little by little, focus on increasing that strength. And one day, you're gonna be able to tone your body. It took me 6 months before I noticed a difference. It took me then a year to notice another difference, and then it took me 2 years to notice another difference. Until I hit 3 years, that's when I was happy with my body. So I really recommend you invest a lot of time with your weightlifting. Find a program that works all the master groups, all the sign up programs yourself if you have the knowledge, and they go from there. But that's the way you're gonna be setting up goals to be able to tone your body. Weightlifting goals. If you have any questions, you can always comment, because I know I didn't cover everything. I didn't cover things such as the repetitions, the sets, how many sets you should be doing for every single master group, and how to divide the master groups. I have another talk and I have articles about how you can do that. So I decided not to talk about that here because it will be a long talk, but you can listen to that talk. I'm gonna do my best to link it to this one. Actually, I'm gonna link it to this one just in case that you want to know how to design a program, a weightlifting program. Anyway, that's it. Hopefully, you get knowledge out of this and you are able to tone your body. Thank you so much for continue following us, and we're gonna be tuning in the next talk. Thank you. So there you have it. So the summary is you have to be under 25% if you are a woman, and under 15% body fat if you are a guy. And for you to be able to tone your body, you need to make your muscles strong and big to tone your body, and therefore you need to challenge your body to a more difficult resistance, so your body accustomed to the new resistance and the muscle becomes bigger and stronger. You're gonna be increasing your weight according to how your body's gonna be accustomed to the new resistance. Plus, it's important that you set up a goal of 12 repetition, at least up to 14. You want to start from 8 to 14. If you do more than 10 repetitions, you hit in the 12 to 14 repetitions. That's when you increase your weights, and as you become stronger, also increase your weights on every single set. If you're doing 3 sets, 4 sets, 5 sets, according to the program that you're following, you can increase the weight in the first set, and then go back to the way you were lifting, and little by little on your next day, your next week or so on, start increasing the weight in every single set, so you get those results. So that's the summary right there. Hopefully, once again, you like this talk. Please share it with people who needs this information, and that's it. The message, like always, is stay mentally healthy and physically healthy and close to God, and we're gonna tune in the next episode.